Okay, welcome everyone. This is literally my first ever video. I've decided to do I guess you could call it a tutorial. This is basically going to be sort of day one, what to do in Football Manager. This is aimed at really mostly beginner players, but there are probably some, intermediate players who might get some stuff out of this. I'll probably show some things that I probably played for years before I went, oh crap, I should have been doing this the whole time, whatever it may be. Um, and I have been playing Football Manager for many, many, many years. Just from what's been available on Steam, I think it goes back to, let's see, on Steam I think I go back to like FM 14, so 14 through 21. Total hours played, something like probably 15,000 hours. Anyways, before I started the game, I wanted to just show very quickly, if you are trying to run Football Manager on the not greatest spec machine, this is your friend up here. Especially if you're like me and like many Football Manager players and you want to scout out those unknown wonder kids. This advanced section, say there's a specific, let's say a Portuguese kid that you need to be in your database. Instead of adding, all of Portugal, adding, every Portuguese league and all that, which, even if you do the leagues and do view only, it's not necessarily, you're not going to get all the players. Definitely not, like B teams and under 18s and stuff. But let's just use Portugal as an example, and I don't have any player in mind. I'm just showing you a way to do it. So if I added players of nationality, that's insane. I would load every Portuguese player, and you see I jumped to 35,000 players there. That's crazy. Players from top division clubs, we will get every player from, I think it's Liga NOS or NOS. I'm not sure how they say it this year, whatever the sponsor is. But we will get every player from the top division, players from top clubs. It's kind of like, if it was Premier League, it'd be like your big four. Though I don't really know if there is a big four anymore at the time of recording. You could argue over who the big four are, I think. Players with national reputation, I think, is a good choice a lot of the times. If I'm looking for wonder kids from a certain country, I will pick that one. Because I do often find that the wonder kids, that 16-year-old kid, most people have never heard of him, but if you're Portuguese, you have, hence the national reputation, you know about this kid. And that doesn't add a huge load. We'll just add that for fun. We'll do one more nation. Let's get some Argentinians in here. Let's see. Oh, I'm on Europe. I was like, yeah. And this time, let's just do players from the top clubs. Just adding quite a few. Let's go ahead and add a few more there. Well, let's not. If you're from a top club in Portugal and you don't have a national reputation, I don't really think I care to have you in my database. You know what? One more, just for fun. Because there's some really good young Italian kids. You never know what we might stumble across. I don't have any particular, like I said, um, wonder kids in mind at the moment. In fact, I don't even know what team we're going to pick just yet. Let's just add, if we do all top division, yeah, let's do it. As you can see, my PC, the 5 stars, that's what you want. It's pretty newly built PC. It can handle it. 20,000, no problem. So we're going to start game. I don't ever pick my team until that's the last thing I do. I am going to be a Premier League team. So far, I've run a few saves this year. Probably put a few less hours this year than most. But I haven't really done I'm a big Chelsea fan and I always do a Chelsea save. And I have done a Chelsea save, but I didn't really get super into it. So I think now might be a good time to start that Chelsea save. Yeah, Chelsea will be a good one too because I do want to show you forward thinkers out there some stuff about homegrown rules. And Chelsea's always, not always, but most years, a bit of a struggle. This load screen always takes a little while, the first few, as you're setting up the game. I could probably edit it out, but this is my first ever video. I don't really know what I'm doing. And there's my default guy. You guys get to see my real name and my date of birth, which I was considering. I should have just put my social security number on here as well. But that's fine. I will typically pick um, highest coaching qualifications, best pass playing experience. I want, and we'll go over this stuff briefly. Nationality, yeah, let's edit. American and Spanish is fine because you want to get as many languages as you can. So you take these free languages. So right now, because of the American, I speak English, speak Spanish, and we have French, Italian, German. I think we'll probably, yeah, we'll stick with that. Sometimes I like to speak Portuguese over maybe French or something. I have a sort of affinity for Portugal and Portuguese players. Okay, appearance is fine, I think. Yeah, that's fine. Let's choose a team. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and go with Chelsea. We are expected to play attacking soccer, play possession soccer, sign young players, develop players, sign up. Perfect. These are all the things I want to do. Coaching style. Okay. Like I said, always go with, I mean, if you're role playing, and you want to handicap yourself, if you want to start in like, semi-pro leagues basically, or way down at the bottom, definitely feel free to play around. But if you're going for more of the power gaming experience here, you want to max out. Adaptability, having that at 1, the only thing that's going to affect, in theory, in this game, is no one else is going to offer me a job. And that's fine, because this is a 1 club save. That's the plan. This stuff is great to max out uh, your mana management, your level of discipline, your motivating, your determination. It's really has an effect on how quickly you can grow relationships with your players, how effective your team talks are, so on and so forth. As you can see, I push my slider to the right a little bit so I can get all those to 20. Over here, it's silly. You don't want to try to be a jack of all trades because I am actually going to go in and be a coach, but I'm not going to, try to be the goalkeeping coach and, you know, possession coach, or something silly like that. So it's really maxed towards the attacking, the technical, and the mental. And then, my leftover I just kind of threw into defending there. Definitely not going to be a fitness coach. All right. Confirm. Yeah, and for some reason that little message, don't remind me again. After years and years of playing, I just can't bring myself to click that box. I think one day I'm going to decide I do need to add another head coach, which I'm not, but of course eyebrows have been raised, yes, because I am an unknown schmuck off the street. Okay, media prediction, 4th. That is probably pretty similar to the formation we will be using. All right, 5-year plan. Okay, end of current season. They just want us to challenge in a domestic cup, qualify, Champions League, reach the FA Cup final. That actually could be one of the trickier ones if we get a bad draw. And the Champions League reached quarterfinal. Okay, yeah, that could be rough if we were to get like you know, a Bayern Munich in the round of 16 or something. So typically, like I said, this, I did say this is really kind of for beginners. Let's say I did get Bayern Munich in the round of 16. Um, at the end of the season, or whenever I got knocked out of the Champions League, if I look at my board's grading, they would give me a bad grade, but it would actually say something like, however, the board recognized that the team was really up against it and facing such a strong squad like Bayern Munich. So, you know, I do schedule a press conference. Yes, I do not want to arrange an intra squad friendly. I'll handle that myself. I do not like the game to just throw my unfit players um, onto the field. And yeah, we'll see what the coaching staff has to say, and we'll then ignore most of it. There you can see most of my save this year has been with Olympic Lyon. My proudest achievement was actually winning Ligue 1 with only one loss. Beat PSG at home, lost away, and that was a no save scum game. Oh, is this actually my first Chelsea game? Oh, it already exists, so it's not. We'll call this one whatever, Chelsea v2. All right, and this is going to be a no save scum game. I say that, but even in my no save scum games, my one, I think everybody can play how they want. Just don't. This is something else for beginners. Don't be somebody who like save scums and then like goes and like brags about your awesome season when you like saved and reloaded the game 5 times. Like, it's fine if you want to do that. Some games I do that. I'll reload a game 8 times if I have to beat a team. Um, but obviously, I'm not going to go on a message board after that with a screenshot, brag about it. Okay, Tiago. I mean, he's not going to get a new contract, but we're going to delay. Olivier. We're actually going to try to, yeah, we're not going to offer contracts to any of you guys right now. Simu, I'm actually not sure if I'm pronouncing his name right. Yeah, I don't think he's ever going to make the first team, but this is the kind of guy we do want to keep around. We can get some money for him in the future. All right, we'll find loan move. Yeah, we'll do all this. I'm not even going to negotiate. Here's what we will negotiate. You're not making that much money. I'm sorry, buddy. Now, here's the cool thing. I'm going to drop that way down. Loyalty bonus can come way up. And that's not much of an agent fee, so what we're going to do is we're going to keep this pretty high because he's never actually going to make the salary because he is never going to play 20 games. Yearly salary raise 5%, and he can have huge bonuses because I don't think he's ever going to play in the first team, if I'm being honest with you. I mean, if you wanted to be really cheesy here, I could offer 195,000 shutout bonus, and he'd get dollar signs in his eyes and sign probably anything else in the contract. But like I said, he's never making the first team. I say that, watch him turn into, my best center back, but I don't think he has that kind of potential in game. Anyways, yeah, that's good. I still think that's a little high. I do want to get the agent happy, so we're gonna up the loyalty bonus. All right, so he's basically gone to 244,000 a year. He's pretty unhappy with that. If it goes instant orange like that, he's not happy. So your next offer needs to be pretty decent. Now, if he did reject it, it wouldn't be the end of the world. I've got all year to negotiate another contract with this guy. Let's just up his loyalty bonus, and just so you know, you can hover over here. As you can see, this guy does prefer to put the happiness of his clients above monetary gain. I was kind of hoping it would say he liked money for himself a lot and that I could just get him with the agent fee. But no matter what it says there, all agents like money. We'll raise these a little bit. I still want to keep him under. I'm real nitpicky. Like, this is not a lot of money. Whether he's making 100,000, 350,000, or 700,000 a year, and in terms of the Chelsea budget, it's not a big deal. But I'm nitpicky, and you'll find that being nitpicky, it adds up. Um, These guys are Ziegler. Just because you're a goalkeeper, we can't just extend it. I'm just going to trigger your extension. We'll delay it, and I mean, in all honesty, he's getting released at the end of the year. Wait, he's not good enough, but we're just going to delay that one as well. Tactical direction required. Okay. This kind of annoys me, to be honest. The new tactics creation, which has been around for, I think, 2 years now. It used to just create it, completely from scratch. Now they sort of give you a template. I don't really like working from the template. We're probably going to be running this 4-3-3. I will be changing the positions, the roles, that is. But let's go ahead and put in our mentality, how we're going to play. I want them to be training. Whatever you set here is what they will normally be training in terms of tactics. So they will become more familiar with attacking. So for my main tactic, we are going to be attacking. Now in possession, we are not going to pass into space. We are going to attack fairly wide. We are going to play with a very high tempo, but we are going to play a little bit. It's going to be kind of a vertical tiki-taka. We might end up going much shorter, but for now I'm going to go slightly shorter. But we're not going to work ball into box or hit early crosses. Sometimes I do like to do the be more expressive, but I don't think this team is ready for that yet. In transition, we are counter-pressing, we are countering. I actually like my goalkeeper in general to slow the pace down. I like him to get it out to my fullbacks or a ball-playing defender. And I like him to roll it out. If the counter's on, when possession has been won, counter. And if it's there, your goalkeeper's going to go for it. If it's not there, he's going to say, all right, chill. And if I'm down a goal, this is one of the first instructions I change. I move to distribute quickly. I might even start, as I move, more people up top, we'll start getting to the flanks, even over opposition defense. And then we might start passing into space as well. Okay, out of possession, we actually are going to play kind of skinny. We want to force everything outside. We do want extremely urgent pressing, which is going to be very demanding on our guys, but that's all right. We're going to do a lot of rotating. Use tighter marking. I will use sometimes. We're going to leave it off for now. My opposition instructions typically take care of my marking. All right, so now let's go ahead and pick out, even though Mendy is the real world first choice keeper, I believe in game he is going to be inferior to Kepa. And as we can see here, by the way, whenever you compare players, I kind of keep forgetting, by the way, guys, I'm making a video for beginners. So I should maybe say, if you did not know, you can right click and then go to report, and you can compare with any other player. that you have knowledge of. Uh, this this is a nice little overall. It'll give you a good idea of what you really want to look at is the actual attributes here. As you can see, Mindy is more athletic, a good bit more athletic, to be honest. He has more flair, not a big deal for a goalkeeper, more aggression, better positioning, 15 over 12. More eccentricity, better aerial reach, and a better command of his area. He does beat him into some good, some good spots there. But then Kepa is the better communicator, better first touch, better handling, better kicking, better one-on-ones, better. I mean, it's only slightly better, but better passing. He has a tendency to punch. Reflexes are even. He rushes out more. He's better at throwing the ball. Better vision. Braver. More composed. Well, I don't know. I kind of take it back. I think I like Mindy. The thing is, though, Kepa still has some potential. Ooh, that's tough. We're definitely not keeping both these guys around this year. That's some valuable homegrown slots, which we're going to take a look at. This video may run long. We may do that in the next video, but we're definitely going to talk about homegrown slots. You can see here, if you go to transfer status and just set it, transfer listed, his agent will let you know. So my client would prefer to stay at Chelsea, but he is open to speaking to other clubs. That means if I transfer list him, he's not going to throw a fit. I kind of want to. Let's do it. Let's put the asking price pretty high and just see if there's any interest. It's actually still less than I think Chelsea spent on him. I can't remember right now. I think we spent a ridiculous amount on him. I might loan him out, but that would only be a loan where someone's wanting to pay like all his wages. We'll think about that later. Anyways, let's get our guys in position here. Caballero's probably going to get loaned out. I'll do some more of that off screen. I pretty much always immediately and my video recording software is covering up my buttons here. There we go. I managed to click it. I don't want to see players that are not at club. So that gets rid of a lot. I also got rid of my sub spots, but that's okay. Interested to see how the game rates my center backs. Rudiger is wanted by PSG, and if they come in with a good offer, probably going to sell him. Christensen can probably still become the best center back at the club, and you guys will find if you play a player a lot, they will develop rather quickly. But I think our main partnership is going to be Zuma and Silva. I believe Zuma likes to play on the right. Also, here's another great. This is one of those little things, I probably played for a couple years until I knew you could do this. Go into a player's profile and hover here, and you'll see if they have a preference. Zuma does not have a side natural preference, which surprised me because, not so much lately this season, but he has played occasionally at fullback there, and he can still play it here. And I think Silva likes to be on the left. Yes, he does. So that works out. It's always great when you can have a lefty on the left and a right-footed player on the right, but just getting them on their preferred side, always good. Mount's probably going to play. I'm probably not going to use a box-to-box. Probably going to use a Metzala. Mount, same thing for your midfielders. No side preference natural. As a Metzala, I'm going to want him on the right. And the reason why I want my Metzala on the right is because he's going to be making a lot of runs into this space. And I'm going to keep this as an inside forward. He may even be, as a Metzala, they may even be drifting wide. They may be crossing the ball. So that's kind of what I want Mount doing, is coming into these spaces, coming in here, over here, crossing. So I want that right foot here, looking for whoever's going to be here, and I have not decided yet. Jorginho's probably going to be our best deep lying playmaker. We can look here if you don't know where to find that. Reports, coach report. Down here you're going to have squad comparison. So right now we are comparing DMs. I could change it to center mids. And you can even see, who's sending us the report. Right now, this is what Louvre thinks of him. And that's really annoying that the video capturing software I'm using, I could change who's sending me the report, but I can't seem to get this icon out of the way. You guys probably don't see it on your screen. But anyways, let's see here. See, Conte's is a great box-to-box, but if I'm going to use a box-to-box, I really like... See, your box-to-box midfielder has a tendency in their player instructions to take long shots. And I really like my box-to-box player to have that ability. Conte's kind of tricky for me here. I could actually use him as the Metzala. He's not going to do a lot of defensive duty. He's going to do some more defensive duty with the Carrilero. We'll just keep him box to box for now. We'll get a little further in the weeds as we go. Check those backwards. There we go. Now, as I am going to probably be prominently using Mount as a Metzala for, if things go as planned, like his whole career. He is a spry young 21. We are going to go ahead and make him specialize in being a Metzala. So he's going to put extra emphasis on these attributes. If we did attack, we're going to get a little bit different. It's going to add a few more. And we are actually going to do attack. We're going to put him on a high workload also. I take that back. Right now, he curls the ball and he arrives late in the opponent's area. I'd like him to become a long shot. So I always love to have one long shot specialist coming out of midfield. At the moment, with this setup, I really don't. But that's all right. We're going to dive deeper into all this later. I don't want to get too in the weeds on one specific player. Now, the reason you probably saw the coaches say Conte is better than Jorginho as my DM. Now, if I was playing a DM as somebody who sits in front of the back four and is just like a ball-winning midfielder, yes, Conte is better. But that's not what we're doing. Jorginho is going to be spraying passes all over the place. So he's going to be deep-lying playmaker, defend. He's not going to be going forward a lot. And, his Jorginho's defensive stats are nothing to, sneeze at here. He's got 14 tackling, 12 positioning, really good work rate. Pretty brave in the challenge there with the 14. He's not a huge physical presence, but that's all right. With this setup here, actually, I'll show you guys something here. We could have our goalkeeper in transition distribute to playmaker. A lot of people think, that means he's looking for your number 10. Well, if you have no number 10, he's going to be looking for my number 6. I mean, obviously, Jorginho's number 5. When I say my number 6, I mean the role, my deep-lying playmaker. Do we want him on sweeper keeper attack? That's a little much. Mindy, let's go support. Okay, Reece James is probably going to win the starting job from, Aspie starts off injured for 2 to 4 weeks, so you're getting the starting job to go right out the gate. I basically always play with fullbacks set to attack. I use a lot of personalized instructions as well. So say I want Conte to be box to box no matter where he is. Personalized instructions are really, really handy. If you don't use them, you'll start using them. You'd go here, personalized for N'Golo Kante. Whenever he goes there, that's what he's going to be. And now we set mount, personalized for mount. We'll go ahead and personalize that one also. And as you can see, Kante stays as a box to box. Now it goes back to Matsala, and so on. Let's see, Gilmore. What do we think of Gilmore's potential? Looking pretty good. We'll get a better idea as the game goes on. I don't know his exact potential in the game. I know he's not good enough to be. I don't believe he's like a negative. So it is set, but I'm not sure if it's like, 150 or 170. Okay, so we're not playing with a true number 10. Havertz. One thing that annoys me, you guys will find this, when you do this, you can see some comparisons of the key stats for the position. When you do it from here, it doesn't give you that unless they are on as a sub. Don't ask me why, but there they are, now that Havertz is a sub. It would be interesting to try Havertz in that Matsala role. Conte, no side natural preference. Havertz with that left foot, I bet. Yeah, I got a lot of people who don't care what side they're on. And Havertz probably, still only 11 long shots. We'll just leave him there for now. That's fine. Kepa. I just, after many years, I just have a way I do things. Sub 12 is my goalkeeper. 10 and 11 are my fullback subs. Emerson. I mean, we're offloading either Emerson or Alonso. Both players are wanted. I'm not selling you to Arsenal. I mean, Emerson is the better player on the ball, but Alonso is just, I think we'll see that reflected here. Well, I just ate my words. Football Manager does not think so. I was going to say Alonso is the better physical presence as far as height. Also a great free kick taker with that left foot. He is getting up in the years, though. I think we may end up, before this transfer window is over, we may be rid of both Emerson and Alonso. Just to let you guys know, another thing about how I play Football Manager, I have always been a fan of both these players, but I'm pretty cold-hearted when it comes to Football Manager. I will get rid of players that I'm quite fond of. But I will also keep players that I really shouldn't sometimes, that I just, because I love them. Pulisic is a good example here, because eventually I'll be able to buy a player better than Pulisic. But I just have this dream as, the American. This is my American showing. I just have this dream of him being like coming in off the left wing and wearing. I'll probably keep him in the 10 shirt, but I was thinking of the 7, like a CR7 coming in and driving at the goal and, scoring 20 goals for me every year. So I'll probably force that, even though I shouldn't. Timo is definitely our starting striker, and even though we're going to use an advance forward. The reason we want an advance forward is we want him always on the shoulder of the last defender. We want that back four stretched, and we want them to have to worry about a pass coming from anywhere at any time over the top or through. And the pressing, all the roles do, in case you guys didn't know, all roles do is change a player's personal instructions. And there they are. That's it. All advanced forward does is you put a vanilla striker here and you tell them get further forward and move into channels. That's it. If I change them to pressing forward, it's get further forward, move into channels, close down more, and tackle harder. I don't really want him to tackle harder. I don't want him picking up yellow cards every game. And so a lot of my team instructions and opposition instructions are going to take care of, some of the other stuff, especially the pressing. Obviously the whole team is going to be pressing all the time. That's the same reason I didn't use tighter marking. I'll probably end up with certain players that use tighter marking all the time. All right, let's go ahead and finish out our team, and I'll finish out this video. But the next one, the main thing I was thinking of in this video was teaching you guys about hiring a coaching staff, which is super duper important. And I think I overlooked it for the longest time. Chilwell's injured. So it looks like we are running with Emerson and Alonso to start the season. Pulisic out 6 to 9. Musanda's out 5 to 6 months. You know what? What's funny is he could get mad at me and say, "Coach, what's the deal?" But I'm getting him off my screen. I'm moving him to the under 23 squad. If he does get mad at me, I'll have the ability to say something like, "You're injured." And you'll find in Football Manager, if you just say what you think, it actually works out quite often. If a player's like, "What's the deal, coach? I should be in the team," and you say, I don't think you're good enough." More often than you would think, the player will go, I see your point. If you have a point. I think Ziyech is probably going to be our best inside forward naturally to start. Havertz might get trained in this position. In fact, he almost definitely will. Sam, like with the instructions here, the only difference between support and attack on an inside forward is the get further forward. We are going to be very attacking with this front three. Sometimes I have one on support, one on attack. The get further forward is really helpful if you want them to be, especially if you want them to be an aerial presence. With two inside forwards on attack, you might find one, or wingers on attack for that matter. And I often will play with most of our Chelsea games here. We're probably going to be playing with either two inside forwards or one inside forward and one winger. Oh, Kovacic, how can I forget you, buddy? Let's get our whole team just kind of filled out here. Abraham, my second striker is always in that one spot. It's pretty amazing. His first touch, Abraham's technique is better than Werner. That's a little suspect. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I'm buying that. All right. Like I said, 10 and 11 are my backup fullbacks. 7 and 8 are my backup center backs. And we are running out of players already because of all the injuries. We'll actually let Alonso start. Even though pretty much every fullback I play is going to be a fullback attack, I still do the personalized. Rudiger, 10. Okay, so we have a full back four and backups for all our back four. You want your squad for friendlies. Basically, you're going to have your starting 11 and then a backup for every position. We're kind of forced into CHO being our starting left winger. I'm probably going to force Pulisic into that position, like I said, even though I really shouldn't. I love Olivier Giroud in real life, but in the game, he's probably going to, I don't think anybody's going to buy him. He's probably going to go out on loan. See if I can get somebody to pick up his wages. That's another big thing is your wage bill. I mean, what's he on here? I mean, 7.3, 7.4 million a year. It's actually less than I expected. But that's still, if we can get somebody to even pick up, half those wages, that'd be good. All right, so we do need to dip into our under 23s and such to fill out the team. I like that Conte and Kovacic already have a strong partnership because the game is smart there. Normally I would just, oh, there we go. Okay, I can reach the filter there. Okay, this is going to be a lot of players to sort through. Livramento's a good player. It's a good potential. Wow, it's George McKeekren. He's still only 19. That's amazing. Luspate. You might make Endurance. Really good potential. Should be. Yeah. You might actually see some first team play. I like to let my youngsters that even if they're, you know, a good ways off. If you look at his stats, he's a good ways off from a first team player, but I like to get them some games in pretty early. That being said, I mean, he's injured for 6 months or 3 months. He's probably going to come on as a sub like 3 games all year, but you get the point. Bate, I think you're probably making the preseason team. We need another winger. Man, was Sonda injured and Pulis injured? How can I be hurting for wingers? In preseason, I might have to use Werner off the left wing and just play Giroud and Abraham up top. Yeah, and I'm going to probably have to force Havertz into this right wing role. Let's go ahead and start training him. Because as you can see, this is where it's even more important. I mean, he's only competent at the moment. We need him to become a natural inside forward attacking. None is, yeah. None of you is going to be in my team. Cowell's got good potential. But I need some, just for preseason, to fill out my bench. And right now we got the wingers. I need more, yeah, I need like 2 more midfielders. Let's just look at midfielders. I don't have any stars or potential on this screen. That's another thing we're going to go over is how to set up your squad screen to actually see useful statistics. Henry Lawrence is a... I think McKeekren and Lawrence are going to get a run out in the preseason. I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. Let's see that. I mentioned Livramento was a good player. Let's see the potential there. Yeah, as much as 4-star. It's not bad. Oh, we have Pert Harris. Completely forgot about you, buddy. I'm so sorry. Get your butt in the team. In fact, I'm just going to move him to the senior squad for now. These other guys I'm putting on as subs, if I were to take them out of the team, they would go back to the under the 23s or the under 18s. Let's see. 7. Let's turn everybody back on. Okay. I usually have an extra striker. I actually don't because we're going to let Abraham start and we're going to let Werner start on the left wing just for preseason. Werner is going to be my number 9 once the season gets going. You know, this actually might be a better rotation. Letting Kovacic and Jorginho rotate as my number 6. I know that's obviously not how they play in real life, but you know, Kovacic is a great passer of the ball, also pretty good defender. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. And for now, we're going to just let him work on that as his position. And I like all my deep lying playmakers to have this ability. And that is, who should we use? We'll use Louvre. I would like him to start. Long range passes and switching possession. We're going to start with, let's shake his hand. Okay, we're going to start with long range passes. He doesn't think that's a great idea. Interesting. Let's see what he thinks he should do. Start rounding the keeper. Yeah, that's what I need my my deep lying playmaker to work on. I'm going to say let's not talk about this anymore. His passing is only 13, which is a little surprising. I'd expect him to be at least a 14 or a 15. I think he still has a little bit of a development in him, though. That could go up. Still, I think, even though he is now 26, which is hard to believe. I remember when he was like, I was excited about Kovacic when he was like 20. So I was really happy when he ended up coming to Chelsea. Let's try this again. Let's discuss a new trade. Good old Neil Bath. He's gonna agree with me. Put my arm around him. How you doing, buddy? We're just gonna. They just do not think he is a very good passer. What do you think he should work on? You think he should work around the keeper? All right, we just won't work on anything right now. I mean, with that 13 passing, I am a little scared of, and only 12 vision. I actually am a little worried he won't be able to pull that off. Anyways, let's take a look at our team now. Yeah, so in a game, in a friendly now, we would have, I'm going to start Havertz. I just want to get him a lot of game time in that position. You want your friendly starters in general to be the ones who are going to be starting the real games. I mean, that seems kind of obvious, but, you know, teams don't always do that in real life. But you're going to get the biggest fitness boosts. One thing I hate this year is they took out the percentages, and now I just have, these sort of generic icons of how sharp they are. I much prefer to know the exact percentage. So Abraham will come off for Giroud. Werner will come off for Hudson-Odoi. Havertz will come off for Ziyech. We're actually going to start Mount. And oh, look at that. Look at that familiarity. It's really good, but I'm going to have to break it up because Jorginho is the better 6. I don't even really love Kante playing as an 8 there. But that's all right. We'll see how it goes, and then we'll fiddle with things later. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we got someone coming on for everyone. Bate, we got Kovacic, Bate, Kikrin, Hurt Harris. So 4 midfielders to choose from. One of them is going to get left out each game, most likely. Probably McEachran. I'm really surprised at that potential. But then again, you know, that's coming from this gentleman, and he's going to be being replaced soon. Surely McEachran's potential is a little higher than has the potential to be a Sky Bet championship player. So let's run through. Actually, no, we'll save the rest for the next one. Next video, we will run through our emails and get the important stuff down. And we'll hire a whole new coaching staff. I'll also try to make the next video a bit shorter. If anyone watched this, thank you very much, and have a fantastic day.